Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, good night, depending on what time you're watching this. Jenna's cranky because she doesn't have to drive today.
No. I'm cranky because I'm cranky.
She doesn't have to drive for like 6 days. Because I'm basically going to drive this load all the way back, because why the hell not? So I'm going to take it to Arkansas, and then the second drop in Springfield. We're actually thinking that we're either going to try to get them to let us drop it in Springfield for its 90, which is like 100 miles away from Springfield or something, or we'll just go park the load and then I'll take it by myself Thursday, because there's 24 hours between the 02 and the 90. And we're dropping off 100 miles from Springfield, so we don't want to go sit at a truck stop for 24 hours. So I'm going to try to figure out what to do with that. Anyway, today's video, or second video of today, we just got the news, which I was about to be on the phone with Success Leasing today, because longtime subscribers will know I'm not a fan of their communication. Their communication is not very detail oriented or timely. I gotta sneeze. So anyway, Jenna's like, it's the Rona.
It's very dusty here. It's ridiculously dusty.
Yeah, we're at Michelin.
And they just clipped the grass.
But anyway, so I was literally about to call them as soon as we got loaded here, but they called me. So they called me. The truck is at Prime. I asked if Freightliner replaced the windshield, which I would assume they would, but you got to be careful with assumptions when it comes to dealerships. Because as I mentioned before, the windshield took a huge rock in transport. So I brought that up on the phone today, because the first time the windshield's replaced, I think it has to go to the dealership. It didn't used to be that way. We had a windshield replaced at Prime, but Prime doesn't do a very good job of it.
No,
I don't know if they just stopped doing it because of that, but I've heard of people having to go to Freightliner now, and then they won't let you drive the truck for 24 hours, like not anywhere. Prime has replaced our Freightliner windshield, and it was terrible. Like, you could hear air coming in when you're driving. Water would flush out through that thing. It was a terrible job they did. So I want to make sure that the windshield is done before we get the truck, because we don't have a lot of time. Brad will be there Saturday night in Springfield, and I think he wants to roll Sunday. Like, I think
Brad's ready to rock.
Yeah, he's ready to go. So our mission is to have the truck ready to go for him Saturday night. Like, he can get to Springfield and sleep in the truck, and it's his, and he's good to go. My fleet manager should be in Sunday morning, so I'll have to go make sure and take care of everything I need to take care of in terms of getting Brad set up on the truck. So yeah, our second private fleet truck is here. It's at the yard in Springfield. We have an appointment to do our inspection and sign the paperwork Friday afternoon. So it's got its stripes and stuff. So if anyone's at Springfield, you'll probably be able to find our truck. Just look for the brand new Freightliner with a DL on the door, because it's there. It's already got its graphics. I need to call Springfield Powder Coating today and get that lined up to make sure we get the rims blacked out. And we're really excited about it. It's both terrifying and exciting. So yeah, as of Friday, we are officially a private fleet owner at Prime, and that's really pretty amazing. I mean, when we started this,
it's exciting and terrifying at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I just said. She clearly agrees with me. Exciting and terrifying. give me 2 words you feel about launching your fleet Friday. Excited and terrified.
Give me 2 words I currently feel about my life right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're really looking forward to this. But anyway, as I was saying, over a year ago, when we started this YouTube channel, in the very first video, I said, so this is like 13 months ago, I said we're really thinking about, possibly starting a private fleet with Prime. And it feels really good to 13 months later have a private fleet with Prime. That's a major accomplishment for us. I remember how crazy it kind of felt when this truck got there, that we were buying a truck. That was a huge accomplishment, and that felt really incredible. It felt really good. It felt like a huge accomplishment, and now to be going and dropping another $10,000 on Friday for this.
That part doesn't feel very good for me.
No, that part doesn't feel good at all. But for the second truck is such a huge accomplishment, and I owe such a debt of gratitude to Jenna for putting up with all this madness and really running. We've ran smart. We haven't run super hard. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we don't. But we run smart, and we drive smart, and we plan smart, and it's really paid off. And a huge gratitude to Prime. For all my bitching and complaining and drama that you guys see on YouTube, Prime is the mechanism through which all this is possible. That's fact. I know there's YouTubers out there that, one in particular just left Prime and are completely misguided as to who to blame for their failures in life. Prime has provided a really amazing opportunity. I can't think of where else you can go with no experience and within 3 years have a private fleet of 2 trucks. From no experience to that stage in just under 3 years is pretty amazing. So anyway, so this is gonna kick off my doing occasional updates on running a private fleet. I'm gonna start working on some videos on the cost. I'll give you my fixed cost with both the trucks soon, once I start getting a couple settlements, so you guys can see what that looks like with insurance, permits, taxes, payments, all that good stuff. And then I'm gonna give you my gross between the 2 trucks, just kind of start to watch an average for you. Now our gross is probably going to be lower than a lot of fleets with 2 or more trucks, because this truck does not run a lot of miles. This truck just did over $8,000 in gross revenue this past week on 3,000 miles as a team truck. Like I said, we run smart. So that gross may not be, as high as you would think, but I'll talk about and explain why that is. And I think, and when you see the total miles, it should be pretty good. So what I won't say is what Brad is paid. If he wants to talk about that on his channel, he can. I know he's occasionally mentioned what he makes, but that's up to him on whether or not. It doesn't matter to me. I won't talk about what he gets paid. I'll leave that to him to decide. But I will tell you what the gross is on the truck. And
Big thank you to Willie Jr.
Yeah, as Jenna was saying, huge thank you to Willie, Million Mile Man, Junior Honduras, Lyle, No Hippie Trucking Transportation, and a couple others that are not on YouTube that have been really instrumental in kind of guiding us through this. It was Lyle who convinced me to buy a truck in the first place. I remember arguing with him a little bit about it, like a year and a half, maybe.
You're always arguing with Lyle.
Little over a year ago. I was kind of pushing back, and I was like, dude, I could get a brand new truck every 3 years, and I'm not responsible for it. You know, I'll just keep doing a new lease every 3 years. And he made me really think about some things that make buying a truck so much. It just makes so much more sense. So a huge thank you to the guys who are already blazing this path. Willie and his brother, I think they have 3 trucks now.
Yeah.
With a 4th on the way.
Yeah.
Junior obviously has 4 trucks, I think. So huge thank you to you guys for being at the other end of a phone call and answering all the questions, and a huge thank you to all of you. I mentioned that we've been making crazy, stupid money on referrals and YouTube revenue and all that stuff, and that's been really instrumental too. We could have done it without the referral and YouTube money, but that's really helped us invest in some things that you'll start to see, with our channel and our content. And obviously we have a baby on the way. So just a huge thank you to everybody, for being there and being supportive and being a part of this process and success for us. And thank you to Brad. Could not thank Brad and his wife enough for waiting almost this entire year for this truck. And he could have made a decision to jump and do something different, but he didn't. He stuck it out. He went through trials and tribulations, and he really just stuck it out and waited to go into a partnership like this with us. And so, Brad, we really appreciate it. And
and Tana, her support, the fact that she has supported Brad in his decision to work with us. She's just as important to the team as he is, because when things are going wrong, you got to imagine she's sitting there supporting him, and they're talking through it, and she's saying to stay the course. So we appreciate all of her support and all of that. It's not easy being the spouse in trucking sometimes, so I can only imagine what she goes through, and so nice to, I think, acknowledge that.
Yeah, so good stuff. For those who don't know, it is 2022 Freightliner Cascadia. When Brad does it, I might do a little bit of a video about it, maybe talk about some of the upgrades we did. Brad will probably do a tour on his channel, I would imagine. And if and when he does, I'll link to that. But it's just it's crazy. It's just crazy. So make sure oh man, this bobtail, that big gigantic pothole?
Yeah.
There's a huge pothole to this place, and I went around it, and this bobtail didn't, and his bumper hit the pavement hard. Anyway.
It looks like it cracked. Do you see where it looks like it cracked underneath?
Did it really?
Light? Yeah.
You just hit that one too. It's like not going around any of those big potholes.
On the bottom?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's plastic cracked on the bottom. Ouch. Anyway, there's a playlist on this channel for our private fleet videos. So make sure you follow that. Make sure you subscribe for these updates as we chart along this journey. In my last video, when I talked about PSD pad training, someone asked me if that meant that we weren't going to be doing a private fleet. No, not at all. That it doesn't derail that at all. It doesn't slow it down. It doesn't change anything. Other than this content on this channel would probably become a lot more about training and about Prime's training program and the training process, students that I work with, and the private fleet, and less about just kind of talking with you guys about OTR life, our OTR life. So it may cause some changes on the channel, but those are inevitable anyway, because things are always different and changing, So I hope you guys enjoy the journey. But anyways, just want to give you guys an update. There's always comments. What's the status of your second truck? It is here. Well, we're in South Carolina, but it is in Springfield, and we're on our way to get it and get Brad set up. So that truck will be running freight next week, and that's amazing. So there's your second update for the day. Thank you guys all so much. Be safe, make good decisions, and as always, drive to thrive. We'll talk to you soon.